So now let's finish styling up this particular web page which we have set. So I'll start off by styling up this particular field, which is this particular block right here for the image and the username. So for that particular thing, what we need to do is, first of all, as we want to align them to the side and not on top of each other. So there's one thing which needs to be fixed here, and that is this div which we have created for the image. This should actually also encapsulate the two divs which we have created right up over here. So first of all, let's go ahead and do that. So let's make this div the outermost div. So I'll cut the div, which is this div, from here, go right inside this major div, paste it up over here such that we have this div first, which is this one. And then we have the image and the post user, and then we have the image right up over here. So if I save this, it will look the same, but the structure is actually now changed. Okay, so now once we have this particular div, now to align these things to the side of each other, I simply have to change the type of this thing to flex. So if I change this thing to flex, hit refresh, this is now going to be aligned right next to each other. Now after changing this, let's add some margin and padding from the X and Y axis. So let's add a margin and padding of 5 from both. Now as you can see, it has some margin. Now for this particular image which we have, let's set a proper width and height for this image class. So here I would say image class. So let's set the height of this thing to 10, and let's also set the width to 10 as well. So it's going to make it sort of a square shape. So as you can see, this is what the image is going to look like. Now the image which I had selected was already rounded, but in case if the image is not rounded, we have to manually make it rounded. And for that purpose, I would set the rounded property of this thing as full. So I would say rounded dash full. Now once this thing is done, let's style up this username right here. So first of all, I'll add some margin over here. So I would say margin on the x-axis is 2 and margin on the y-axis is 2 as well. I want to make the font as bold, and if I save this, I would hit refresh, and this is what the margin is going to look like. Now one more thing that could be done here is that, let's say if you want to change the color of this thing, I could actually create a span tag here. So I would create a span tag, and I could get the post.user inside that particular span tag. So let's get the post user, which is nothing but the post's username, in there inside the span tag. And inside this particular span, I could assign a class. So let's say I want the text to be indigo. So text indigo with a shade of 500. So if I go back, hit refresh, this is what the text is going to look like, which is exactly what we want. Now we have the post user, the profile picture of that user, the post. Okay, so now once we have this, let's actually make this entire post centered in a way that it does not span the entire width of the page. So for that, we have already turned this thing into a grid of column 1, and now the only thing that needs to be done is that we need to add some margin on the x-axis. So let's say the margin over here is 60, and as soon as I do that and hit refresh, as you can see, now the post appears right in the center, and we do not have any kind of space on the left and right, and it looks pretty good. But now you'll also be able to see that this does not have any kind of padding. So let's also set a padding of 10 to it. If I do that, hit refresh, now it looks even better. Now once we have styled this thing up, in the next lecture, let's actually go ahead and let's add some social icons to our post, like the like button, the comment button, and the share button to every post which we have up over here. So let's go ahead and add that in the upcoming lecture.